In the annals of human history, few philosophies have touched the depths of the human soul as profoundly as Stoicism. It is a philosophy not merely of thought, but of action, of living. It demands of us not just intellectual assent, but transformation. To live as a Stoic is to embrace a life of strength, resilience, and unwavering virtue. Let us delve into the habits that define mentally strong individuals, as illuminated by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Habit 1. Embrace of control. Mentally strong people understand the difference between things they can control and things they can't. This idea comes from Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher. He taught that our main job is to tell these two areas apart. By concentrating on what we can control, like our actions, thoughts, and reactions, we build a strong inner self. This inner strength protects us from the chaos outside. Epictetus explained that it's not events themselves that upset us, but how we think about them. Our thoughts about events are what really matter. If we control our judgments and keep them positive, we won't be easily disturbed by what's happening around us. This means we need to be careful about how we judge and interpret events. When we focus on managing our own responses, we become stronger and more resilient. We create a kind of mental fortress that keeps us stable even when things are tough. That means mentally strong people learn to control their own minds and reactions, which helps them stay calm and focused no matter what life throws at them. Habit 2. Cultivation of virtue. For the Stoics, virtue is the most important thing in life. It is the foundation on which everything else depends. To live a good life, one must live in harmony with nature and fulfill their potential as rational beings. This means making choices that reflect our best selves and our true nature. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who was also a Roman emperor, emphasized the importance of being a good person. He advised not to waste time debating what it means to be good, but instead to focus on actually being good. This suggests that actions are more important than words or thoughts when it comes to moral character. Living virtuously, according to the Stoics, is not easy. It requires constant effort and self-control. One must be disciplined in their actions and honest with themselves and others. This discipline helps in consistently making choices that align with virtue. The journey to develop a virtuous character is a lifelong commitment. It involves continuously striving to improve oneself and uphold moral values. This ongoing process of self-improvement is what makes a person truly virtuous in the eyes of the Stoics. Habit 3. Acceptance of fate. The Stoics, ancient philosophers from Greece and Rome, came up with the idea of amor fati, which means love of fate. This concept teaches that strong-minded people should welcome everything that happens to them. They believe that every experience, whether good or bad, is an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of just giving up and accepting things passively, amor fati encourages an active acceptance. This means facing life's challenges head-on and finding value in every situation. The idea is to see everything as part of a bigger plan and to understand that even difficult times have something to teach us. One famous Stoic, Seneca, encouraged people to face whatever happens to them with courage. He believed that meeting challenges bravely helps us grow stronger. According to Seneca, it's important to stay calm and composed no matter what life throws our way. By accepting and embracing our fate, we can turn difficult situations into opportunities for personal growth. Instead of feeling defeated by adversity, we can use it to build resilience and strength. This mindset helps us stay positive and proactive, even in tough times. Habit 4. Practice of mindfulness. The only time we really have is right now. People who are mentally strong know this and make an effort to stay focused on the present moment. They practice mindfulness, which means paying attention to what is happening now instead of worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. A famous thinker, Marcus Aurelius, once said, "Confine yourself to the present." This means that we should limit our thoughts and attention to what is happening right now. By doing this, we avoid getting caught up in fears about what might happen or regrets about what has already happened. When we focus on the present, we free ourselves from the stress and anxiety that come from thinking too much about the future. We also stop feeling bad about mistakes or missed opportunities from the past. This helps us to feel more relaxed and content. Living in the present helps us see things more clearly. we can make better decisions and appreciate the simple things around us. Being mindful allows us to fully experience life as it happens, which brings a sense of peace and clarity. Habit 5. Emotional resilience. Stoicism is a philosophy that helps us control our emotions instead of letting them control us. Emotions like anger, fear, and jealousy are viewed as results of incorrect thinking. By learning to think clearly and logically, we can handle our feelings better. When we face difficult emotions, Stoicism encourages us to respond with reason. This means thinking things through calmly instead of reacting impulsively. By practicing this, we become emotionally stronger and more resilient over time. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus had a famous saying, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This means we should focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. This approach helps us stay calm and composed in the face of life's challenges. One of the main goals of Stoicism is to achieve serenity, or inner peace. By exercising self-control and not letting our emotions take over, we can maintain a sense of calm even in tough situations. This inner peace is a key aspect of a happy and fulfilling life according to Stoic teachings. Habit 6. Continuous self-improvement. The journey of self-improvement never really ends. A wise person who follows Stoic philosophy always tries to be a little better each day compared to the day before. This effort to improve doesn't come from being unhappy with themselves, but from a deep wish to reach their full potential. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, gave some good advice about this. He said that we should always ask ourselves, "Is this necessary?" This question helps us think carefully about what we do and say. By doing this, we can avoid wasting time and energy on things that don't really matter. When we regularly check and improve our actions and thoughts, we gradually become more like the ideal Stoic sage. A Stoic sage is someone who is wise and virtuous, always aiming to live a good and meaningful life. Every small step we take towards bettering ourselves brings us closer to this ideal. Self-improvement in Stoicism isn't about being perfect, but about making steady progress. It's about recognizing our flaws and working on them while also appreciating our strengths. This ongoing process of refining ourselves is what makes the journey so important and fulfilling. Habit 7. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude can change the way we see the world. Instead of concentrating on what we don't have, it helps us notice and appreciate all the good things around us. This shift in focus can make us feel happier and more satisfied with our lives. The ancient philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This means that people who always want more, no matter how much they already have, feel poor. On the other hand, those who appreciate what they have feel rich, even if they don't have much. When we practice gratitude regularly, we develop a mindset that focuses on abundance rather than scarcity. This means we start to see and acknowledge the positive aspects of our lives instead of fixating on what we lack. This change in perspective can lead to a deeper sense of happiness and fulfillment. Feeling grateful not only improves our own lives, but also affects those around us. When we are grateful, we tend to be kinder, more generous, and more understanding towards others. This can create a positive atmosphere and strengthen our relationships with family, friends, and even strangers. Habit 8. Service to others. Living a Stoic life means understanding that we are all connected and rely on one another. This connection to others is a fundamental part of Stoicism. We are not meant to live alone, but to be part of a larger community. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, believed it was our duty to help and serve others. Marcus Aurelius said, "What we do now echoes in eternity," meaning that our actions have lasting impacts. When we do good deeds and help those around us, we leave a positive mark on the world. Our contributions can have effects that last far beyond our lifetimes. This idea encourages us to be mindful of how our actions affect others and to strive to make a positive difference. Helping others is not just about them, it's also about us. When we serve the community, we find a sense of purpose and fulfillment. It's through these acts of kindness and support that we can discover meaning in our lives. By focusing on the common good, We align ourselves with the Stoic belief that true happiness comes from being virtuous and doing what is right. Moreover, serving others is considered a moral duty in Stoicism. It's not just something nice to do if we have the time, it's a fundamental part of living a good life. By looking out for the well-being of others, we fulfill our responsibilities as members of a larger society. This sense of duty helps us grow as individuals, building our character and making us better people. Habit 9. Simplicity. In today's world, many people really care about having lots of stuff and looking successful on the outside. But the Stoics, like Epictetus, think differently. They believe that being happy doesn't come from having a bunch of things. Instead, it comes from inside us. Epictetus once said that being rich isn't about having a ton of stuff, but about needing only a little. So by keeping things simple, we can stop feeling controlled by wanting more and find real happiness. Stoics teach us that we don't need to chase after everything we see to be happy. Instead, we can focus on what's really important to us. When we choose simplicity, we're saying no to always wanting more and saying yes to being content with what we have. This means we're not always stressed out about trying to get more stuff, and we can feel happy with what we already have. By embracing simplicity, we're freeing ourselves from the pressure to always have the latest gadgets or fanciest things. We realize that true contentment doesn't come from having a bunch of stuff, but from being grateful for what we do have. So simplicity helps us feel more peaceful and satisfied with our lives. Instead of being obsessed with having more and more, simplicity teaches us to appreciate the little things. We start to see that joy can come from simple moments, like spending time with loved ones or enjoying nature. So by living simply, we can find happiness in the everyday things around us. Habit 10. Reflection. Reflection means thinking carefully about what we do and why we do it. It's like looking in a mirror to see who we really are. When we reflect on our actions and thoughts, we can learn from them and become better people. Marcus Aurelius, an ancient philosopher, believed in reflection. He wrote about it in his book called Meditations. He always asked himself questions and tried to be better every day. When we reflect, we see if our actions match our values. For example, if we value kindness, we might reflect on whether we were kind to others today. If not, we can try to do better tomorrow. Reflection helps us grow and become more like the person we want to be. It's like a tool for self-improvement. Just like a mirror shows our physical appearance, reflection shows our true selves. It helps us understand ourselves better and make positive changes. By regularly reflecting on our thoughts and actions, we can become better people and live happier lives. Marcus Aurelius showed us the power of reflection, and we can follow his example to improve ourselves every day. In these habits, we find the essence of Stoic strength. It is a strength born not of physical might, but of inner fortitude. It is a call to rise above the mundane and the transient, to embrace a life of purpose, virtue, and resilience. As we walk this path together, let us be inspired by the words of the Stoics and transform our lives into a testament of mental and moral strength.